Disclaimer: Glitch Files is a fictional true crime-inspired storytelling project that uses game worlds as creative foundations for atmospheric narratives. This episode is inspired by Don't Starve, created by Klei Entertainment. This is fan-made fiction and not official lore. All rights to the original game belong to Klei Entertainment. Glitch Files, Episode 1, The Wilson Case. November 18th, 2021, 1932. A man named Wilson leaves his home and heads straight into the forest. It's one of the coldest nights of the winter so far. The temperature is far below zero, and even the pine trees have taken on a blue-gray hue. The local radio has been warning about the extreme cold all day, yet he ventures out into the darkness. No one knows why, though among local wilderness enthusiasts, a rumor circulates that he was searching for someone or something. There is no confirmed information, only a disappearance, a trail that ends abruptly. Very little is documented about the Wilson case, but here at Glitch Files we have come through everything we could find: archived radio clips, old articles, and a few witness statements never published before. This is what we know. Part 1. The day it began. The same evening, November 18th, Wendy Carter walks along a narrow forest path. She is well known in the area, but most people keep their distance. Witnesses describe her as reserved, deeply sorrowful, often mumbling to herself. Some claim she speaks to her deceased sister Abigail. Others say she is simply not like other people. When we interviewed locals, several said that they had never seen her smile. Grief seems etched into her face, almost as if it's permanent. Wendy herself says the evening was entirely normal. She walked along the path, speaking quietly, absorbed in her own thoughts. It was dark, but she seemed completely unafraid. The path winds like a pale ribbon between the trees, leading deeper into the forest. Snow hangs heavy on the branches. Silence is absolute. Part 2. The clearing. Suddenly the forest opens up. A small clearing, so unexpected that Wendy stops in her tracks. According to her later statements to Glitch Files, her first thought was that a bomb had exploded. That's how it looked. Large beams are snapped in half. A pot has been pressed into the ground as if struck from above with immense force. A large piece of fabric, perhaps a tent, is torn into long strips. Everything is scattered, overturned. In the middle lie the remnants of a fire. Smoke still rises, and the coals glow faintly beneath a thin layer of snow. Wendy moves cautiously. She recalls the smell of burnt wood, metal, and something else. A strange cold scent, biting sharp. Something she couldn't quite describe afterwards. A white tuft of hair lies in the snow. At first she thinks it's from an animal, a hare perhaps, but she isn't certain. It looks almost synthetic, as if something tore it away with force. Just as she is about to rise, the ground begins to shake. Part 3. The vibration. At first it's a slight tremor, one of those little shakes you can almost ignore, but it quickly grows stronger. Pots and pans start rattling together. Wendy describes it as if the entire clearing is vibrating. Then it goes silent. That's when she hears it. A deep, distant roar, not like an animal, and yet something along those lines. It is so low in frequency that it passes right through her body. She says her chest shook from the inside. Even recounting it now, she sounds frightened. She turns and runs, straight out of the clearing, straight into the forest. She describes no longer hearing her own footsteps, only the ground trembling, as if something massive was moving just behind her. When she glances over her shoulder, she sees a red glow far away among the trees. According to her, it wasn't a fire, it was like a single glowing orb. She continues running until she reaches home. She locks the door, tells no one, not then. She fears no one would believe her. Part 4. Traces of Wilson. When you start comparing timestamps, something unsettling becomes obvious. Wilson vanished sometime between 1932 and 1948. Wendy stumbled upon the destroyed campsite around the same window. And those strange vibrations, they occurred within minutes of his last confirmed movement. But the oddities don't stop there. No official report mentions the ground shaking, not one. Yet multiple independent witnesses later contacted us, all describing the exact same phenomenon. A local lumberjack named Woody reported an abnormal drop in temperature in the forest that night. In his own words, it was like walking straight into a wall of frost. A librarian, Miss Wickerbottom, who knew Wilson through his research circles, added a detail that caught our attention. She described him as a scientist driven by curiosity, a brilliant but often willing to cross boundaries most people would never dare to approach. She paused before adding, "With Wilson, you always had the sense he was on the verge of discovering something or drawing something toward him." Then there's the archive material. A newspaper article from 1987 describes a nearly identical event in the exact same area, a destroyed campsite, a deep resonant rumble, and a red light drifting between the trees. That case never received an official explanation. Part 5. Conclusions. None, theories, many. Here at Glitch Files, we usually stick to confirmed facts, but in this case, there are essentially none, only findings, rumors, and traces that don't add up. So we leave you listeners with the following questions. What caused the vibrations in the ground that evening? What was the red light multiple witnesses reported? How could a campsite be destroyed so completely with no evidence of weapons, vehicles, or explosions? And most importantly, what happened to Wilson? None of this provides answers, but it suggests that something large and perhaps dangerous moved through the forest that night, something no one really wants to talk about. This has been Season 1, Episode 1 of Glitch Files, The Wilson Case. I'm Pernyecat, the creator and narrator behind Glitch Files. Do you have your own theories about what really happened, or would you like to create your own fictional case inspired by a game world? Leave your ideas and theories in the comments or email me at pernyecat@gmail.com. This has been Case File 001. The archive grows with your support. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell to get notified when the next Glitch Files episode drops. Thank you for listening, stay warm, and stay out of the woods.